What's going on, guys? We are back. Hype it up. Another session. Ablaze Entertainment. Graveyard Studios is where we at. We are here with the one and only Jay Aleem.
So
Pleasure to meet you, man. Pleasure to finally get to sit down with you.
it's a pleasure to be here. This is like, 6 months in the making?
Yeah.
I've been, talking to your team. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. As always, this session is brought to you by the Blown Woofer magazine and the Urban Collective. The Urban Conservative. I apologize. How long have you been acting, man? What made you get into, public service?
This will be my 9th year acting. I wanted to be an actor since I was a kid, actually. I used to watch the WWE wrestling. I'm older than I look. So I used to watch all of the old wrestling characters, and I wanted to be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was very active. Like, I wanted to do those moves. I wanted to say those words, but I knew it was all fake. But that's really what got me interested in acting.
Of course.
Watching wrestling as a kid.
That's really awesome. I mean, that was back. I don't know if this is like a Mandela effect now for people, because some people don't want to remember, but that was back when it was Worldwide Wrestling Federation. It's WWF.
WWF.
And you could do a lot more. Like, you have people, there was a lot of moves where you were like,
for real.
Did they really do that shit just now?
Like, you wasn't sure if somebody's head was busted open or not back then. Like, now you can see the fakeness, but yeah, WWF, it was lit.
That was lit. How you said, how long has it been now since you've started?
This will be my 9th year.
9th year. So how's that been? How's the roller coaster been?
Well, it's been just that. It's been a roller coaster. Like, acting is one of the most insecure fields you can enter. It's one of the it's one of those things where you have to have a passion for it to stay in it, because you don't see results day 1, day 2. I mean, unless you're born into a family or something like that. It's a grind. It's a struggle. I mean, you got to be passionate about it. So every project just kept me motivated for the next one. That's the best way I could describe it.
Of course. Meet new people, just assume new roles, tap into new limits, and just don't take.
And you evolve. You evolve as well. Like, I evolved as an actor, like, during projects.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a process.
Speaking of that, I do want to talk about some upcoming roles, but tell me more about, like, your previous roles. What's, like, your favorite character that you've played or portrayed?
I played some interesting characters. I've played a bouncer in a hospital on a television show called New Amsterdam. That was interesting. They cut my lines on that, but
a bouncer in a hospital. What are you?
See, that's the
thing. Like a VIP in there or something?
No, it wasn't VIP, but I heard that's how they do it in hospitals today. Now they have, like, security personnel.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know
even
that.
armed sometimes.
Right.
Like, yeah.
So I played that on New Amsterdam. I've done Orange is the New Black. I've done Blue Bloods. I've done a lot. I've done, there was this show with this girl. She had a tattoo all over her body. I don't remember the name of it, but it was something, some type of FBI thing. I did a few episodes of that. So as far as movies, one of my first feature films was a film called, it was an anthology. I believe it was called Dirty Money or something about money. So that was the first one. It's been so much, bro. Like, 9 years, like, I was working for, an extended period of time. Sometimes you forget the productions, but
oh yeah, I've been there. I've done so many sessions, made so many beats for people and whatever. Sometimes people will be like, yo, where's that beat that you made? I want to hear that. I think you named it this.
You'd be like,
I'll
when?
play it. And I'm like, when did I make this? This is
like,
hard.
when?
Yeah. You were on Orange. That's I heard you say Orange is the New Black.
I did an episode of Orange is the New Black.
Tell me about that, please. That's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
So raw, so real, and so captivating too.
No, it is. The writing was new back then. It was definitely something, coming from a different perspective. the female prisoner perspective, and then she wasn't even like a hardhead; she was like an innocent one.
Yeah.
So it was, and that actress, I forget her name. I'm sorry, I forget her name because we didn't actually have scenes together. But yeah, I mean that experience was a learning experience. That's when I was just getting into the game. I had just registered with Central Casting, East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And Central Casting, they made sure that I was working. They put me on those sets, and it was an education. You know, it was an education for me because I learned how things worked. I learned how the industry worked. I learned some very technical things during those years. You know,
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure things, big productions like that, will definitely boost you higher than anything else because you know you're in it now. You feel, you know. Speaking of which, at what point did you feel like you were a successful actor? Everybody has their own milestone and their own like line that like, oh, like when I'm on stage at Rolling Loud and everybody knows my song or whatever, that's when I will know that I did it. You know, I made something. When was that moment for you, if it happened? Because I mean, Orange is the New Black. That would have happened for me. I would have been there for 30 minutes. Like, yeah, mom, I'm here.
Yeah, no, I get it. You feel a sense of accomplishment when you do things. So it's like I feel like I'm divided on that question because there is a moment that I do feel like when I experienced that moment, I said to myself, I made it. But then again, at the same time, I feel like I haven't made it yet because I do have dreams and goals and that I would like to accomplish in the industry. So I'll tell you about the first experience. I was shooting my most recent film that is about to come out next month, Heartbreak and Homicide. And
that was a question.
Yep. Through all of the years of sitting back and watching the leading men and the leading women on set, it would be this thing that would be constant, right? You would have the production assistants, you would have, you know, just the various people that are around. They would always try to talk to the leading man or the leading lady. It would be random conversation, really meaningless, but just, you know, conversation. And when I was playing the male lead of Heartbreak and Homicide and people were doing that to me, I said to myself, because I look back and I saw it with all of the leading men and leading ladies on all of the sets. So when people were coming up to me, just trying to have random conversations about random things, and I'm sitting there and I'm saying, Jay, you made it. Mm-hmm. Because that's what I observed all of the leading actors on all of the primetime drama shows. Like, that was the vibe that they would give. They would always be helpful. They would always talk to the production assistants and, you know, whatever assistants were around. They were always so helpful and kept a conversation with anyone, no matter what their status was on the set. You know, so when that moment took place for me, that's when I was like, okay,
I got somewhere
this
to go.
This feels like it's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I don't feel like I made it yet. I don't feel like a successful actor. You know, I honestly can say I don't.
I mean, it's very humbling of you because, I mean, from what you've done,
it's been some stuff.
Yeah. Talking about I want to know more about your upcoming, like, how did you grind up, particularly like for instance, what was it's like a crazy, like occurrence, like a story that you have, like what's like one of the craziest things that's happened on set at any one of these productions where you were just like literally like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Good or bad?
Wow. I don't even know if I can talk about a lot of this stuff.
Maybe spin back on that one while you think.
Yeah, I don't know if I could talk about a lot of this stuff because there's some crazy things that happen on set. Like you never know what you're going to see on set. Like 2 movies back to back. I do have a story though. There's a movie that I played. It's called Will You Marry Me? It's starring the guy that played Biggie.
From like the early 2000s, Will You Marry Me? Oh no, that was like that, not the rom-com joint.
It's new. We just filmed it.
Yeah.
We just filmed it about 2 years ago. Okay. So it's starring the guy that played Biggie. Again, I'm sorry, bro. I'm forgetting your name.
We'll tag him IMDb's.
Yeah, so
out of respect.
Tag him. He played Biggie, and it's also involving another guy that played from The Wire, Julito McCullum. and a few other actors. Matty Tosca, he's in it. So in this movie, the thing about it is I got the script for this movie 5 hours before I was set to film. So if I had to answer that question, I would say that that was the craziest thing that I've ever experienced in my movie, commercial, and television career.
5 hours.
They called me 5 hours before the film because the actor that was set to play that role that they called me to fill in for, he didn't respond that day, and his scene was that day. It was at 5 o'clock. So they called me at 1 o'clock. They said, Jay, we got a crazy request for you. But the actor we were supposed to use for this film, he didn't show up, and we can't get in contact with him. Can you come today and film today? I said, what time? They said, can you be here at 5? I got there at 5. They gave me the script, and I shot the whole movie. So I didn't have the script before I got on set. I wasn't supposed to be a part of that film, and I had to learn and deliver my lines right then and there that day, because when I got to set, the whole crew was waiting for me to film.
So you didn't have 5 hours to prepare.
No,
you
because I had
knew
to drive
the
there.
entire situation occurred in about 5 to 6 hours.
Yeah, because I had to drive to Jersey. We were filming in Jersey. I get the call at 1 o'clock. They say, am I available to do it? I can't drive and read the script at the same time. So I could drive to Jersey, and this is when they hand me the script, and I had to take that little bit of time that I had in between, getting hair and makeup done to try to familiarize myself with this scene that I'm preparing for and try to deliver it. So when you get a chance, watch Will You Marry Me?
Yeah, wow. That is incredible. Like I can only imagine. I've had some moments. Similarly, I was shooting a music video in Brooklyn, and there was a NYU like student film team shooting something for like a short film that was in a festival or competition or whatever for their school. And we were shooting a music video literally on the other side of the block. And they just like called me over when we were done shooting our scene and asked me to be in it because same thing. Somebody didn't come and they needed somebody, and they were about to start calling over all around, and like they started calling their friends, and like a lot of friends weren't picking up or whatever. And they saw us and they just like asked me to do it. And I was just like, yeah, we just finished anyway. Sure. And then, but same thing, you gotta like a lot of takes, and then just like.
Actually, we didn't have a lot of takes.
Are you nice like that?
No, I'm not trying to say that I'm nice. I'm just saying that we were fortunate to get that movie done in about 10 days.
Wow. 10 days for a whole movie to be shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all on point.
Yeah, about 10 days. So I guess I can say that maybe that is the most extreme thing that's ever happened to me in my career. Like it almost never happens, because any actor that's worth his weight in the craft is not going to take a job like that. I took it as a personal challenge, and that's why I say when y'all see it, don't judge me too harshly. I wasn't supposed to be in it, and man, I took it as a personal challenge. But that was one of the most challenging things that's ever happened.
I feel like that will always separate you from the rest. Like that's one of the key elements in success in general is ethic and just devotion. Very commendable. Very commendable. I appreciate it as an artist, as a business person. So I wanted to congratulate you again on your role in Heartbreak, Homicide.
Thank you again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you tell us more about that role and about the production?
Sure. Well, Heartbreak and Homicide, first and foremost, is a creation of True Light Films. That production team has, been great to me. And they called me and asked me if I wanted to play this role. And the role was very interesting. So it involved me playing the role of a best friend to, the lead actress, which is Tiffany Oglesby. And the best friend has a history with Tiffany's character. He watches over her. He, sometimes they hang out. They have a long history, and he's sort of protective over her and he's, kind of like a big brother, and it makes for a very interesting story. There is some drama that ensues, like in every production, but that's the basic outline of the